Are you looking for some of that quality outdoor decor? But you got no freaking idea where to go? Oh, come on over to Samurai Aquatics and Decor for all your outdoor decor needs. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the metaverse, do you? Yeah, just delete that. I'm still not ready, sorry. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the metaverse, do you? Or maybe some kind of crappy ramshackle building that, I don't know, needs a bit of extra spunk to it or something. And stop mucking about and get yourself over to Samurai Aquatics Discord to see all our available stock. We've got loads of different decor to spend your pretend money on. We've got saunas to fire you up and ice baths to chew you the fudge out. Literally stock coming out of our ears. Grills, swings, seating and more. So much more. And if we don't got it, give us a buzz and we could probably make it. Get yourself on over to Samurai Aquatics at 30 Aqua Vista Way in Midtown Terrace, San Francisco, lickety split, and gorge yourself on outdoor decor.
Established in April 2021, Upland Development United is the oldest and most exclusive and transparent no development collaborative in the Upland Metaverse. Contact Watch User Ben68 for more information. Warning: this podcast is produced by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment that contains unsolicited and heavily biased opinions which are solely the views of the individuals involved. It does not include investment advice of any kind, and you are responsible for undertaking your own financial, including tax liability research relevant to your own individual circumstances.
Taking over the Upland. Upland Development United. Total meta domination.
G'day and welcome to the UDU Podcast Year 2, number 71. I'm Ben68. Today's show is recording live on either Tuesday the 11th or Wednesday the 12th of October, depending on where you're at. With me is the nefarious Pixel Assassin Morcheese and a few of our regular segment legends, and of course a mixed bunch of UDU and general Upland community members. If you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify and wondering how you yourself can get involved live, we drop the link to the Zoom within the Metaverse Ventures Entertainment server each and every Tuesday at about 6:15 p.m. UTC time, if I remember. Link is in the description. Coming up, we'll be catching up on some contemporary crypto, Upland and NFT news and events, running through some of the highs and lows from the week that was and will be in and around the Upland Metaverse, diving into how, where and why to get Spark for the How to Upland segment, looking ahead and speculating on life after nodes are fully built out for How to UDU, and we'll be conducting a Metaverse Spotlight on something very cool that's just kicked off in the New York City Upland community. That's right, Nosif is back to give us all the goss. We'll also touch on some Upland Development United updates, get up to speed with what's been happening in MBE and Samurai Aquatics, and of course, we'll be diving into the weekly challenge. And one of our live participants will have their shot at the 1 bazillion UpX wheels. All right, let's stop mucking around and get straight into it. How are you doing this morning,
Stop
Jesus?
mucking around. I'm good. You know, it's funny. Off topic, because that's how I roll. I was playing Overwatch 2, the new Overwatch, and they put an Australian chick in there, and she says, "Let's stop mucking around," and she calls people drongos. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's not made up. We're not making this shit up. This is it's too legit to quit.
Mucking around.
Yes.
Too legit to quit. You got to do.
I say that to my class. Let's stop mucking around and clean up so we can go outside. Yeah.
I got them doing it. Too legit to quit. Hey. All right, I gotta stop. I have weird energy.
All right, should we
Right
dive straight
now.
into the Breaking Badly news then? Before we get
Yes.
squirreled into oblivion. All right, let's take a look at what's been happening in some of the crypto and Upland markets. I don't know. I can't make head and tails of this lately. I don't know if I'm just not seeing straight or what's going on, or this appears to be a virus of migraines spreading through the UDU podcast team, but we'll see how we go.
Uh-oh.
So In the global crypto market cap, 3% down. We were at $956 million last week, and we're down to 924 million. So not much happening there. And the Bitcoin dominance has dropped down 1%, was 39.9 down to 39.7. I just feel real weird about this whole situation. I don't know. It's even looking at the numbers, like Bitcoin's, it's down 4%, but you're still floating around. It's just bouncing around in that 19K mark. Ethereum's following suit, down 4%. Again, 1,300, 1,200.
You got to remember, yesterday was a holiday. I even forgot. Like Dog Romeo told me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, a holiday? Who? What? And it was Columbus Day. So a lot of people go away for the long weekend. What they do is they sell some crypto, they sell some stocks, and that's what happens. It happens right before the holidays too.
Yeah, and then we have a spike afterwards because everyone gets together and their uncle talks them into buying some more, and that's always been
exactly.
It just
Uncle Anthony.
I don't know. It just feels like I'm looking at a 4% drops there. What have we got? Solana down 7%, EOS down 12%. Was $1.19 down to $1.06. Still not a bunch of movements. Maybe I'm just, because I had that gap where I didn't buy any crypto for like 3 years. Maybe I'm just used to the crazy swings we had in the 2017, 2018 runs. It just seems really stable. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Indigenous Day. And Dax said Mental Health Day. Wait, today is Thanksgiving. Yesterday was Thanksgiving in Canada. Dak?
They do things a bit different in the old Canada.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Cool.
Crypto's like EOS are down 12%. Everything's kind of down or flat. Ripple's had a little bit of a boost based with what's going on with that, but I'm happy enough to just keep gobbling away with my dollar cost averaging. It's just weird. I think we're due for a breakdown or a breakout. It's like that meme, he's poking it with a stick. Do something. Want to see some action. Maybe we're just not looking at the coins that are doing all that sort of stuff. But yeah, seems kind of strangely stable for me. Anyhow. As far as you got.
Maybe up and coming cryptos is something that we should look at within the breakdown.
Maybe. Because I don't dabble in it myself, don't have my finger on the pulse of that stuff. But yeah, if there's something you've heard about or you got your eye on, absolutely give us the heads up and we'll have a chat for sure.
Oh, I bought something. Somebody was talking about something and I purchased it. And if that person is here, let me remind me, because I'm really groggy right now, but I'm trying to see what it was. It was a blockchain. Let's see. It was Shiba.
Yeah. Well, there's apparently some whales just bought some crazy amount, like over a trillion Shiba or coins or something. I don't know.
Well, they said that they're gonna like burn a lot of them. Well, $25 got me 2 million. So hey,
that's crazy.
By at least $25, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm really liking the look of Polygon. Like, there's so much stuff happening on the back end with what's been developed there. It's all very interesting. I think
as a gamer, Polygon is sounding really good.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And the bridge and everything else they have,
absolutely.
It is definitely one I'm starting to pay attention to.
Yeah, and it's just floating around that 80 cents mark. There's not much happening there. So yeah, I'm just gobbling up, gobble, gobble, gobble. A little bit every day.
You sound like a turkey.
Well, it's a Thanksgiving season, isn't it? There we go. Well, a little bit of a change in Upland, the 90-day average transaction volume in millions of UPEX. Last week we're at 72.9. This week we're at 75 million. I guess that little bump there is probably due to the Dallas collection reveal and whatnot. And the 90-day average trading volume, it's also up a little bit too. So it's good to see that heading in the opposite direction, because recently it's all been flat or down. The cities, again, all over the place. San Francisco is up on the USD, up to $16. but down on the UPEX was 26,000 last week, down to just under 24,000. Manhattan again is going down on both the USD and the UPEX, now $50 and 85,000 UPEX. Chicago's up on the USD, flat on the UPEX. LA is all over the place again, down to $4.10 and up to 7,300 UPEX. And what's happened to the Bronx cheese?
I know, but you know what? They never really had a bad day, so.
So we're
So
down
I'm gonna let them have this one. I'm gonna let them have it.
Yeah, we're at $7.40 last week, down 9% to $6.80 this week, and the UPEX was 13,499 last week, down 13% to 11,999. And Rio is still flat at $3 at the floor, and it's had a little bump there. Was 3,500 up to just under 4,000 UPX. So yes, kind of a bit all over the shopage. Anything else sticking out? Anybody go crazy in the Dallas collection reveal? No, I see a lot of
I
shaking
still owe
heads.
nothing there.
Nothing. Well, you should have went in this week's challenge. You might have won a free Dallas property.
Free.
Yes.
You could buy my train station.
50 bucks? No,
50 bucks.
75.
Yes. Yeah,
That is biting his tongue. He wants to call me all sorts of names.
I've got a win of the week for Dallas, but we'll save that for a bit later. Well, what's been happening in the old Upland news, Cheese? I don't think we've got Upland in to
Yes,
throw to today.
Do?
Oh, do we?
How
He is
dare
here.
you? He's like
Oh,
right
apologies.
below me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I snuck in.
Where's-
I snuck in.
there we go.
He's looking through the back door.
Well, we better do this the correct way, otherwise I'll get stabbed on the back end. What's been happening in Upland this week, Cheese?
So much Uplando taken away.
Yeah, I love it. I hope you guys can hear me. I am mobile right now, so
Mhm.
if I am cutting out, I hope that's not the case. Am I good?
All good.
You're good. You sound great to me.
Fantastic. Get your oxygen tanks on because I'm about to take it all out of the room. There is so much going on in Upland right now. People, and including myself, I think I may have coined the term lazy river ride in Upland. Maybe not. That could be Ben's as well. But I keep saying that, and then we do have community managers that come into the Upland Cafe. It's the voice channel there inside of official Upland Discord, and we talk about a day's news and information every night, 7 p.m. PT, in that channel. Well, there has been a lot of things that are going on, including Decor. As you well know, Cheese and Ben, there have been submissions that had been sent into the team that had gotten rejected, that had been approved otherwise prior. So that's a very interesting case scenario. Also, the amount of spark that it does take for these size of factories is so much that some of the approved of designs are taking a sideline to some of the smaller designs. Los Montanos is one of those who is suffering from that quite a bit, just moved into his medium-sized factory. He's pumping out those dog houses and the flagpoles. So we'll see how others adapt to that. I know you guys are over there making the best of what you guys have at Samurai Aquatics. Other information for MetaVentures, there has still been some MetaVentures. It's an interesting dynamic that's going on right now. The freshman 10, as it were, those pack. Some of the decor are showing up on people's properties. Some aren't. Some are waiting till they have showrooms. Showrooms do look to be getting in and completed. And the word on the street, on the underground, is that it's sometime in October, if not pushing to November, they will see their ribbon cutting day. That ought to be an interesting one. As many MetaVenture decor say, I don't know if I'm going to have anything for the shop to actually have in the showroom. We'll see how that works out. And I don't want that to be reflective of the MetaVenturists who are decor. We want to support them in every way, shape, or form. They are doing the best that they can. In my opinion, they should have a large factory that they can build. Should have been at the onset. They should have been able to have Spark staked at a specific amount from others that wanted to contribute to get these pieces of decor out. So that's where we are on that. If you haven't checked out announcements today, there is a tour. If you hung around in Dallas and Arlington, weren't you clever? I always hang around in opening city because I always know that there's going to be a tour that's coming or something else. And you know why I love tours so much? It's not for that spark. It's to bank those cents. So what you're looking at right now is getting anywhere from 10 to 15 cents for both what it seems Dallas and Arlington. The tours are there. I didn't go much deep into what the actual rewards for that. I think it's going to be Spark, but you spend 2,000 UPIX, you're going to get into that. You go into the game dashboard, click on the 3 dots at the bottom, go to treasure, and then you're going to go into the city, which is, I believe Dallas is open now. Spend that 2,000 UPIX. You'll get registered. If you want to do the tour, you got to be in city to do so. But for the banking of sends, this is a good one if you're still hanging around the Texas area. Outside of that, we have had last night, interesting. The Upland Cafe has really kind of evolved in what it's doing. We have more and more people joining into the cafe. Last night, Lisette K, community manager from Upland, joined us in and was answering questions live. Went through there the entire time in the cafe. She even won her first trivia for NFT last night. Congratulations, Lisette, first time winner. She did give the prize off to somebody else. It was fun. But she will be back tomorrow night, or actually tonight, to answer questions. And then lastly on this, yes, God Sasso, who is one of the best moderators that we've had in Upland, took some time off, went away. He is officially back today. God Sasso is an Upland moderator. You're going to see him a lot over in new players chat. He hangs out in the cafe. He'll be on tonight. We've got a lot of things going on over there. The other part of what we have for the remainder of the month of October, a Spark sale coming up. We should have an MB Motor sale. And who knows, you may get a new city announced before the end of the month. Cheese, back to you.
Yes.
Thank you. Like, that's awesome. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Uplando.
You're
Back
welcome.
to you,
Always
Ben.
Well, I was just looking through the events calendar for October, and she's pretty bare. There's nothing on there yet as far as anything to do with Halloween. It's basically
Oh,
crickets.
Lizette actually said something. Somebody asked her last night
Yeah.
in the cafe, and she said more information in a couple of days. So
More information on Friday, the 28th of October, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, Ben, go ahead.
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
There's one thing here. We do want to mention that the San Francisco NFT, their first annual, is happening. Now, there is a meetup, a live meetup. You can go over to Eventbrite. You'll find it in announcements. You can get over there. It's $10. You show up, you're going to get a Block Explorer if you're there. I think that's going to be one of the most limited Block Explorers that we have. I don't know how many people are going to go to San Francisco to show up. I know of 3 people so far that have said that they have signed up for. You have to be present to get that Block Explorer. And then outside of that, that's the only Halloween announcement we have. We will have structure ornaments open, but they usually do it a week beforehand. Is there going to be a tour? Is there going to be a parade? I don't know. I suggested that they have users, Uplanders, go through their neighborhoods, get them all decorated, put on Block Explorers that have Halloween themed type of Block Explorers, and film it live in the actual metaverse. It's been done before. It's a good contest. That's what I would have done.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know Shaq has got her ticket, I believe, and BC for Fun, both
BC
UDU
for
members.
Fun.
Yeah. Hopefully they do some kind of ornament sale or something, because if you're a new user and you're jumping in and you're seeing all these, OG players or whatever you want to call it, suddenly decorating all their stuff, and you're standing there like twiddling your thumbs, it's going to create a lot of butt hurt.
You know, Ben, I tell you what, and if you don't have access to a Block Explorer that is Halloween themed, I know a place where you can get one.
Absolutely.
I just happen to know there is a Block Explorer shop in Fresno, California that's highlighting the Spirit Legit's Halloween Block Explorers. There are a whole new wave of them about getting ready to drop later on this evening. I sold out of all of the zombie Block Explorers that I had. They went in hours. So there is definitely a call for this. It's the time of year. If you got some sitting around, direct message Uplando. I have a shop where you can sell them.
What are zombie balls?
The zombie balls are good. They all sold.
They look like those stress ball things that you squeeze.
Oh, I'm sorry.
UP, you're on mute. You're on mute, mate.
They were great. They sold well.
All right. I was just saying to cover your ears. I'm babysitting today, Uplando.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Just a
I love
reminder
the
too,
twinkle. Oh,
while,
go
while
ahead,
I've got you
sorry.
guys in, Uplando, Dak, UP, Joe, Rob, and everybody else that's doing the segments, make sure you send me some links and a bit of a blurbage so I can add it to the description. We've been adding to the description over the last 2 years, and it's just become a mess. I'm gonna try and reconfigure it all. So,
Hey,
make sure
Ben,
yep.
One last thing, total shameless plug. We have game night Friday, October 14th in the Upland Cafe. It's on the CrowdPer Gardic phone platform. And so we're going to run that. It's Upland centric. So you'll find trivia questions about More Cheese, Ben 68, Dak, and others, legacy players that have been in the Upland Cafe and that have continually contributed to that platform and made it what it is. So you never know, because there's going to be cool prizes to be won. There's going to be a Block Explorer, UPX, property, and other NFTs. Direct message me if you got something you want to put in for a prize, but that ought to be a good fun. And you never know who the special guest is that's going to stop by. Tease that out there. You got to be there to find out.
Nice. Now, speaking of shilling, you also have a specialty shill hour that you run as well. Can you speak to that briefly?
Yeah, the Upland Cafe has evolved in what it does, and really it had been a place where people wanted to shill, but that's not what we wanted, because then it would be, as other channels are, it's just a giant advertisement that runs 24/7, and it just doesn't, it's not what it's for. It's to help people understand how this works, how the NFT portal works, things of this nature, to get acclimated to it. We had, with Upland Nights, which is Seppuku, decided to do a shill hour every Saturday at 1 p.m. I think it's 11 p.m. PT, 1 p.m. Central Standard. You can come on and shill whatever you want. It's a Twitter Spaces, follow Upland Nights, myself. You'll see the post there, and you can come in, talk about it. We have people from all over different metaverses. The great part about it is it's a lot of networking. You get to get your project out there, and a lot of times there are charitable causes that happen in that, and so it's really good. Also, check out Dax. He has one as well that are all things good in the metaverse. So really good stuff over there.
Yeah, I'd love to get in and check that out live, but unfortunately it's like mofo AM on a Sunday for me.
We record
to
them.
sleep in.
We record them, so they are readable or repeatable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my go-tos for doing the dishes. I always listen to on the back end. Absolutely.
Woohoo!
All right, there's one last thing to touch on news-based stuff. Now, I'm not up to speed with this myself, but I did see just before in the community, there's a bit of, again, I'll say butthurt going on with how the treasure system's been all changed up with this new dynamic competitive treasures. Is anybody up to speed with what this is all about and why people are getting upset? I don't actually know myself.
Ben, there was talk of it last night. One of the things that had been eyeballs on this was spreading out the treasures so that there's more treasures, but they're at a lower reward. So a lot of people not liking that, but it's changed quite a bit in the dynamics of what they do, the riot mode, things of this nature. Only if you're a treasure hunter does this really go in with the whole terminology, the strategy, how this changes it up. If you've drilled down in your web, which is otherwise a grouping of properties that you have spread throughout a certain neighborhood, city, usually it's a city, then it can change the way that you play and do treasure hunting. So again, this is one of those that goes really deep into the weeds, but most of it, I think I've seen 50-50 on this, but we'll see as this continues to progress.
Oh, yeah, and I'm just looking too. They've increased the riot mode thresholds. I know there was a lot of drama about Chicago when it was increased to 50, and it looks like they've gone ahead and patched that change through to a bunch of different cities. Manhattan's now 50, San Francisco 50, LA 45, Queens 50. Wow, yeah, interesting. So
yeah,
maybe that's part of it as well. Yeah, like I said, I don't play around with it myself, so I don't have a big line on it. I just know there was a few people that are a bit up in our arms. So thanks for giving us the extra goss on that. Zoe said in chat, as a hunter, I now only hunt on Spark Week. So yeah, there you go. I remember talking about when treasure hunts first came in, and there was a lot of even back then we had, because there wasn't many properties minted in San Francisco, there was a lot of hunts, a lot of treasures that were spawned on people's tails. And I remember, talking about like, how's it going to work in, 1 or 2 years when the player base is massive and there's, a lot of active people, like treasures are just going to spawn on people's tails nonstop. So, maybe this is a way to combat that as well. You got to actually put in a bit more effort. It's not going to be as random.
I think it's going to evolve eventually. Definitely. Nothing is like, it's such a big gaming platform. Nothing really stays the same.
Absolutely. And it's already evolved significantly. Like when treasure hunts first came into the game, like we used to get you get the warning 4 minutes and you've got an exclusive treasure hunt. Well, back then in San Francisco, you jump to every single one of your property, as many as you could, and it would leave a little it'd leave like the ghost of your explorer there. All of the properties around where you jumped were, highlighted green and mintable. And then if the treasure spawned there, you didn't actually have to jump to that property. You could just click on it and see the arrows. So yeah, it's evolved significantly from the very early days. So all part of that evolution, baby. All right, now that's the Block Explorer news and what's been happening with the Upland stuff. I did put I spammed out the ad again, trying to get somebody in on the show to talk about legits, but no love for legits. I'm not going to keep flogging a dead horse, but if you hear of somebody that's all about legits and they might interest them, give them the heads up and we'll see what we can do, because it's a bit of a shame not to get the goss on that side of things. All right, now we had some news just before. The Mr. Upland Puppet has had some very big news last week, and he's in here for the Node Report. What's going on, UP?
Hey guys, how's it going? What's gravy, baby? Did somebody call me? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I was thinking the other day, I'm like, that's really rough for the people listening to the podcast. They're like, this guy's got some weird voices. But so this week I swung by the Sherwood Forest, the Wood Hood, other known. And I have to say that the owner of this node is a personal friend of mine, John Henry, SSFTG. And this guy, I'm going to talk about the node, but I have to share something with him too. He's completely devoted his entire account towards being charitable and helping out. Well, a cause of autism is his main focus, but he's formed this node and he's got together a group of really good people that are they're driving money out of the metaverse into the metaverse for autism charities. I don't know of anything else that is being done like this. And, I'm even proud to say that it's going on in something that I'm a part of. Absolutely amazing. He swings by and helps me out from time to time, get rid of some farms towards the charity too. He handles it all on his end. And just a really good group of people if you have a chance to stop by their server and just talk to some of them. Definitely not a group of people looking to take advantage of anything. If you're a new player, it's probably a spot to stop by and learn some stuff. But anyways, enough going on about how great he is. I'm sure he'll hear that and comment to me. But anyway, so it is north from downtown in Detroit. It is in the Sherwood Forest. Their nickname's the Wood Hood. Let's see, the key players I got back were the Wood Hood Heroes, and that's a group of people that are just trying to handle everything above all of the residents in the area. Let's see their current features. So they are working with farms where they're getting together with a group of people and buying in particular property. And then John is, he's handing out the funds to the group that buys the seeds, is what he calls it. They recently just purchased the largest available property in Bel Air and are doing that as a group, which I thought was another interesting concept from this group. Let's see some of their future plans that they have. They plan to go further with some charitable trusts. They want to actually, John wants to make it so that he can get a larger USD funded operation going. He's looking to try to get some more money going towards charities within the game. He can't spoil too much, he said, so he doesn't want to give away too much on that front. As far as their properties, all you have to do to be part of the Wood Hood is to own a property, and you can be part of their node, and their current prices are not too bad. The USD floor is at 64, and then that bumps up to 80 right after that. I wanted to share that fact because I didn't want to unfairly put them too low. Their UPEX is currently sitting at 80 even, And they have 30 for sale at this point. Let's see, their total properties are sitting at 514. They built out 135 of those already, and 64 are currently in progress. This is a unique node as well because it shares a road with Tosshead's Avenue of Fashion node. So this is actually one of the nodes where you could buy property and have it in 2 nodes, which was a really crazy concept also. And I just wanted to share this last part. They're actually building out a Pokeball. So if you watch some of John's videos, you can get some more information on that. And that's all I got for this. Just a great note, all in all. It's going to be hard to follow this one up next week.
No worries.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now we're
Can I
moving
just
on.
add to that real quick?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Go for it, Dak.
So I really enjoyed having John on. Uplando mentioned the perpetual good in the metaverse that I do on Mondays. And he was on, Uplando was on, and they were talking about as players in the play to earn game, how they're using that to kind of translate it into charity work. And what's kind of been kind of cool is that it's actually led to other people talking about doing things like that and also kind of getting involved. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later.
Awesome. Well, it's straight over to you now. What's been happening with racing and cars in Upland?
All right, so this week, I think what we'll talk about is some of the race commissioners that are involved in racing and kind of the tracks in the neighborhoods. So one of the neighborhoods is Sherwood Estates. They are very much very well developed. Convex is the race commissioner there, and they really wanted to make sure that people knew about what they were doing in Sherwood Estate, and they came by. We have the Real Node LA, and a lot of folks are familiar with Elijah and what he's been doing with the Real Node LA. One of the key things that they've kind of mentioned is that they have now, they have a Discord server, plus they also have 8 factories and 3 showrooms. They really are very serious about trying to monetize that node in different ways, from racing to theater to, I know he's put on like movie presentations in that node. So there's a lot of stuff going on there, but they have multiple tracks in URL that they have been developing. Gilded Gamers wants everyone to know that there's still unminted properties on the track side in Hollywood Hills. Now, these Hollywood Hills property mints are not cheap, but they are available. And one of the things, if folks don't realize, is that track properties tend to sell fast, and they tend to hold value or go up in value. And so they're usually not in collection areas. They would be too expensive if they were in collection areas, but LA can be expensive as is. So Gilded Gamers, if you're interested, you still have unminted properties in Hollywood Hills. Sipsy with Howard Beach. The Howard Beach node, and I won't talk too much about New York City because I'm not sure what NoSeef wants to get into, but the Howard Beach node and the track and the project they have, the neighborhood development they've been doing, they just kind of came out of nowhere. Someone was saying this the other day. It's like, you didn't hear about Howard Beach. Now they're everywhere. And the amount of development they've been doing in that along the track, and this is something that a lot of the race commissioners are actually very proud of, is they tend to own more than 40, more than 50, more than 60% of the tracks along the track. And when I say they, I mean the coalition of individuals that have decided to participate in the racing environment. And on top of that, they have to meet like a 10% development structure, right? So where 10% of the track properties need to be built up in some kind of structure. Well, a lot of the race commissioners and a lot of the neighborhoods have really been pushing to get that number as high as possible, because now that we've seen what it looks like when you're racing down the street or something like that, people want to have their properties. More importantly, they also want to have elements for outdoor decor that might be able to be used for other kinds of economic models with racing in the future. So they really, everyone that has been kind of actively involved has really been pushing getting those tracks fully owned by the coalition, by the groups, and building them up as fast as possible. And then I also have French Road Racing, and that's JR Wheels. This was a bunch of properties in Detroit that no one was buying over near, I forget what near French Road, but out towards like the old airport kind of thing. And there was no one buying, nothing done since he started the French Road and the drag racing and everything. That place is now filled up. A lot of it has been owned, and their group owns a very high percentage of it. So a lot of things about the racing is not just the technology, but also the community that's been building around racing, the work and effort that the race commissioners have been putting in, and their groups, their nodes, their Discord, their owners, and so forth. With that, I am allowed to tease something huge.
Oh,
Huge. October 31st, 6 p.m. Eastern. Put it on your calendars. We will be the Upix World, Creedmoor, URL, and Buck have teamed up to deliver the Creedmoor Halloween experience.
whoa.
It is going to be something that is brand new. It's taking it to the next level, and we are going to get involved and behind the whole charity work too. And so, Jacqueline, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, first, I just want to say I am so excited. This is going to be absolutely crazy. Yeah, I cannot believe this is happening. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So for the charity side, my own life with my children has been touched by childhood trauma. A really horrible thing when children get traumatized. And in my case, it affected my youngest son, and childhood trauma, they call it complex PTSD. It can actually change the brain development of a child and make it very hard for them to learn in school and make it very hard for them to trust anyone. It's a horrible, horrible affliction that we should all prevent from happening. But once it has happened, a lot of help is needed. And I've been down a really long, painful, difficult, sad path with my youngest son. And so for the charity, I wanted to find one that deals with that issue. And I found, let's see, what are they called? The CPTSD Foundation. And I'm currently in talks with them to get them set up to be the recipient of these, the charity funds that will come from this amazing, amazing event. So yeah, I am so excited.
And then what was exciting about this was that it was really a community-based development project around racing. And so we are going to invite Upland to join us. We are not going to ask Upland for permission. We are just doing it. And we're creating the experience. We're creating the business model for it. It's an example of what will be possible with racing in the future. And so this is just a collaboration of what is going to be available going forward.
Woohoo!
Sounds amazing. Yes.
So you guys got to hear about it first.
Sweet. Yeah. When you get names like yourself, who's so forward thinking, Buck's very forward thinking, same with TML and the whole crew over there. So yeah, have to keep our eyes and ears out for more details. Sounds very fun.
Oh, and for those that want to race for the prizes that will be included in this event, the spots will be extremely limited, and that's where the fundraising comes in.
Cool. All right, we shall keep our eyes and ears out, like I said, for more details to come. Now we've got one more segment. That's Rob and Joe with the NFT Drop It Like It's Hot. I'm going to actually plug my ears and say la 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 all through this segment because the boys, they got me last week. I did actually FOMO in and went a bit ham with the old Game of Thrones Funkos. So I'll just
Uh-oh.
share a quick look at what I managed. I managed to grab as many as I could on the secondary while they were still cheap. So, yes.
Wow.
Oh, Daenerys looks so pretty.
Oh, there's heaps of really good ones in there. But I ran out of wax right when I wanted the one that I wanted the most. So, note to
Which
self.
one was that, Ben?
I'm not going to say because somebody else is going to go gobble it up. It's still sitting there. So, yes, I'm very wax poor at the moment. So, over to you, Joe and Rob. I'm going to say la la la.
Sorry to FOMO you in there, buddy. Okay, so welcome to the 4th edition of
Drop It Like It's Hot.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Marcus has his weekly drop on Tuesday at 7:20 California time and 9:20 UTC. This guy I met on another server of another cool NFT project that I'm on. I'll tell you about that one later. He's or they are a Black artist from Brazil, and they put out 5 at a time on these weekly drops. And I got to talk to him real briefly. He actually sent me a message during this meeting, and I asked him about his 5, why he does that. They're actually from Rio de Janeiro, which is a nice little Upland connection. And they take photos and create their NFTs out of them. The background image that I have is the one from last week. The new one should come out tonight and should be interesting.
Yeah, so Thursday, 10/13, 8 p.m. PST. We have JRG, the musicians we talked about in episode 2. They're giving us a new song. It's called So Live. Kind of thought that they were going to be all in like Portuguese, but Joe sent me an NFT with a song attached to it that was done in English. And it was called Thankful. It sounded real professional, I have to say, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, I sent that to a couple people too. Okay, so the next item it's not really a drop, but it looks pretty cool, and I included it because I know Cheese loves zombies, and it's called ZOS, or the Zombie Outbreak Survival. And yeah, it's like a wax game, and they're kicking off their In for the Kill event. It goes live Friday the 14th, and it says bring your sharpest weapons for this 2-day supply run. It'll run for 14 days. You'll get increased silver rewards and better. I have no idea what silver is, but I think it's zombie silver. I took a look, and it's about 75 wax to get started in this game. So Ben, probably right now you're not going to be able to do it, but that gets you like a character and a weapon and a shield. But it's like the very basic setup. I haven't tried it yet, but I was pretty tempted after checking it out.
Yeah. Say hello to my little NFT. Anyway, my avatar picture is a picture of this next project. Friday, 10/14, 9 a.m. PST. Metaverse is dropping a new set of gangsters. So if you like Godfather or Scarface, maybe these are some NFTs for you. And I believe they got a game going with that as well. So.
Right on. And then just some like short drops. There's a real popular game, which again, I haven't played. It's called Castles, that I learned about in the DigiCon. And they are going to hold their hero pack opening at 18 UTC or 10 a.m. California time on Thursday.
Nice. Well, on Sunday, 10/16, 12 p.m. PST, one of the favorites of the show, Tales of the Crypto, they're dropping a mystery drop. So, I mean, I guess we can just take a wild guess what this might be. But, everything they have is, I'm sure it'll be pretty epic coming from this group. I mean, they got some cool stuff. I mean, if they make more Cheese Dead, I mean, come on now.
Nice. Nice. Okay,
Mortiz
this
is
is
already dead.
what happened.
Mortiz
al-
is already dead. They just took my portrait.
Immortalized. You're immortal. Okay, so this has been Joe and Rob with another episode of.
Dropped it like it's hot.
All right.
I love that.
What an amazing
Yeah.
sign off.
Yes. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody, for jumping in with your segments. All right, moving on to NBA news and updates. For episode 53, we had another chat with WX33. Back in episode 18, he gave us his take on the metaverse as a 9-year-old who was all about Minecraft. Now, as a 10-year-old, he's gone on to further embrace several aspects of the metaverse. And in that chat, he attempted to get Cheese and I up to speed with what the Roblox is all about. Not sure that he was successful. I think Cheese is more up to speed than I am, but yeah, check that one out. As part of that episode, we also released the clips: Japan embracing metaverse and NFT tech, Disney FOMO's NFT collection, and the one that just went live this morning was the Web3 meltdown. Now, with that, before we kicked off the show, Nosif was saying that's, what were we saying, Nosif? That Meta and Minecraft have got into bed together. I did do a quick bit of, can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, it's quite crazy. So it was like the Meta Connect. Like, first of all, like, hi everyone. Yeah, it was tonight, like 2 hours ago. It was the Meta Connect 2022, and yeah, they announced like a bunch of new stuffs. That's quite wide. So yeah, I will just like talk about the partnerships between so Meta and Microsoft. So there is, first of all, they released like the Meta Quest 2, the Meta Quest Pro. So it's a brand new like headset. Like, it's kind of mind-blowing actually. It's allowed virtual reality and augmented reality in the both in the same headset. And so yeah, so there is a lot of utilities for that, and they're partnering with Microsoft to include a lot of like working tools, but yeah, most of all, they include most of the Xbox database, so you'll be able to play Xbox with the. Actually, I don't think like it's just reserved for the Meta Quest 2. I think it's for the Meta Quest Pro. It's also for the Meta Quest like 2 actually. So yeah, it's pretty crazy actually. It's two big brands like partnering for like, and also there are two in the open metaverse, not the open metaverse. Do you know the forum, the standard metaverse forum? They're both in it, and they start to partnering. And I spotted something like quite crazy in the show. They were actually like taking like some how to say that, it was like the segment about avatars and real high fidelity avatar. I don't know, like the twins, like digital twin avatar, and they use an iPhone, guys. They used an iPhone for making taking the shapes. So that's uncommon, right? Don't know what you think.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you for that. I kind of threw you on the spot there with that one. And part of that, I wonder how that's going to go, because Cheese and I, we dove into like I said, the segment, which I just released this morning, Meta Fury, which was all about how Meta management is up in arms that the Meta employees aren't using Meta for their metaverse meetings or something. So it'd be interesting to see how it all plays out. Now, Dak just shared a link in chat as well to say that Google has partnered with Coinbase to accept crypto payments for cloud services. So like we mentioned at the start of the show, with Polygon announcing all sorts of partnerships with Disney and a whole range of things, it's all kind of happening on the back end. So interesting to see. I'm sure Cheese and I will cover a few more of that in the next Wine and Cheese show. Now, speaking of that, Cheese, did you want to give the heads up about some of the changes we're going to make, or did you want me to run through that?
You can run through it.
All right. So the normal part of our show is Cheese, myself, and our special guest would run through a few articles, and then we dive into an interview with them. it's a lot of work to get all that done on the back end, and of course with booking and this, that, and the other thing. So we're gonna flip everything on its head a bit. So instead of that being the norm for our show, and then occasionally us taking a break, we're gonna switch it around. So the Wine and Cheese show for a while it'll be mostly Cheese and I just banging on and annoying the shit out of each other and going through articles and stuff. But we will still have on occasional guests as things pop up. So keep your eye out for that. So it might mean, I don't know, Cheese and I seem to have the most fun when it's just us two just being idiots together. So we'll see how we go with that. All right. Anything else happening in MBE this week, Cheese?
I have no idea.
No, I don't know. All right, we'll move on to Samurai Aquatics and Decor updates. Yeah, like Uplando mentioned at the start of the show with his segment, there is a lot happening with outdoor decor. We kind of stooged ourselves with production a little bit. Like I said last week, we have moved into the medium factory, and that was going at full speed ahead, but there was some chatter in the background that some of our models were on the verge of being approved. So we held back on doing another full production run, hoping that that was going to come through. It didn't come through, so we missed out on a couple of days of production, but we're back up to speed there. From what we can tell, there are a whole bunch of models about to drop soon. So yeah, obviously we're looking forward to getting other things manufactured, and we got some new information about spark hours for our new models. To be honest, that kind of threw us for a six again, because some of the information that was in that we kind of implied, it's kind of really got us scratching our heads. Like we know that if your model, if the decor item you're building, if it's made out of stone, that's going to have a higher spark hours cost. But it seems to be water is the big one. Anything with water, the spark cost seems to be going through the roof. So Cheese, DTech, and myself will be getting together hopefully tomorrow for a kind of emergency math meeting where we have to kind of work out what we're going to do with the information we've been given. So yes, keep your eyes for that one. I don't know if that's going to be published, because a lot of that will be us very badly trying to work through some math, but we'll see how we go. Also with Samurai Aquatics and Decor, we do have the Genesis Wave NFT. Final touches of that are being put together, so that may be out probably by next weekend. We'll have to see. I still haven't put the WAM kind of list together to get those out to people, and Cheese and DTech are still working on the finishing touches. So see how we go. All right, moving on to the wine of the week. Now, I didn't have anything for this, but I just had a quick scroll through before we kicked off, and I saw that there was a bit of a blunder with the Porto legits. Somehow a player with 0 legits and therefore no fan score was able to jump the queue and buy the game ball memento out from everybody else who, had put in the work with to build up their fan scores and go over and get in line. And somebody's just jumped in. Now, apparently I did see in the chat that it is being investigated, is being looked at, and will be addressed. But I imagine that would have got a few noses out of joint. Anybody get involved in that or have a different wine? No.
I have a wine.
Bring it on. We love a good wine.
The portal is down again. It was down months ago. I love the wax NFTs, the Upland NFTs, and I can continue to purchase them, but I cannot send them over to the game. I know it's in the roadmap for us to be able to export them soon, but I mean, you kind of got to be able to import them before you can export them. That's my wine. I'm sorry, I'm out.
No worries. All right, win of the week. I've put this down for myself. I stayed in Dallas for several days after, the city release and the collection reveal, and I didn't spend any UPEX. So I don't know. That's the kind of, normally as soon as the city release finishes, the last couple of ones I've been getting straight on the train or the plane and getting out of there, so I don't spend any more. But I just thought I'd test myself on this one, and I hang around. And I still clicked around at a few different properties. I was looking at Highland Park and thinking, well, maybe if I grab that one, it'll boost the dividends, but I managed to avoid spending any UPEX, so that's kind of mini win for me. Anybody else have a win?
Yeah, I have a win. I'm not super big on the racing, clearly not as big as Dak is, but I joined up with C4's group. He's an artist, creator, and he has the Detroit Race League. And I won the first Detroit Race League rally. So yeah, that was exciting.
Congratulations, that's awesome. All right, I see we've got Missita in. Missita, are you available to have a bit of a chat? What's been happening in the old Strupwood, or anything else you want to talk about as far as the Brazilian community goes?
Oh, hello.
Hey, buddy.
I got a track on with the URL people in Kansas, Strupwood, Kansas. That's amazing. It's 100% legal, I think. Don't know the name. And in Brazil, we have a lot of people, I think, kind of mad with the new treasure hunting way of doing things, but I don't know. I think it's the correct thing to do. I think the Upland was, I don't know what, I think they were looking very far ahead with the Apex rewards. Maybe sometimes those people that have a web to hunt, they will stop buying properties, and so they will only grab Apex. So maybe that would be a problem. So Upland doesn't want to see that. So I'm kind of okay, no problem. Change it. It doesn't matter. But we have a lot of people that are mad here. But we keep growing. We keep growing. I think that's not a UDU subject, but my channel is I think it's the biggest in the world already. 7.5 thousand people subscribe on YouTube. So we have a lot of people hearing what we have to say. So anytime someone from UDU, if you have something that you want to spread or want to make it public, let me know, because we have a lot of people here.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I'm sure there'll be lots of people lining up to take you up on that offer.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. There's not much to touch on with Midtown Terrace at the moment, although Finsky did give me the heads up earlier in the week that we might have a win of the week for next week. We're almost at 68% developed. Just as and also a bit of a heads up there, I'll apologize again for my general lack of engagement in anything to do with the UDU at the moment. As I've mentioned a few times, this is just the time at the end of the year I just get absolutely smashed with paperwork. So and it's just kind of a perfect storm. I've got that on top of, everything that's going on with Samurai Aquatics and all that sort of stuff. It's just, it's kind of a perfect storm, which is kind of sapping all of my free time and energy at the moment. But yeah, we shall endeavor to get back in there and liven things up a bit, which kind of, I guess this is a good segue onto the How to UDU segment for this week, which I put the call out and Finsky came up with this one. Speculating on life after nodes are fully built out. It's something that, I guess, as I kind of mentioned there with Midtown Terrace, it's something we're seeing already. And I know Shaq brought this up when she joined UDU, and I think we might have even mentioned this on a previous How to UDU segment, where because UDU's been going for so long and many of our projects are at a kind of advanced stage, there's not a lot to do. So yeah, looking ahead to when nodes are fully built out, that's problem's gonna, I don't know if it's necessarily a problem, but that's definitely gonna spread through the community. Like eventually every other node group's gonna get to the point where we are, and people will start twiddling their thumbs and the crickets start chirping. What do you think? Anybody have any input on that? Life after nodes are fully built. Obviously, there could be an aspect where rentals come into play. That is full on speculation. Of course, there's racing, with outdoor decor, that can mix things up a bit. But yeah, so what do you think? You've got a node, it's fully developed. Now what?
Well,
Yeah.
what I wanted to do was bring events to my node. I wanted to bring businesses there. I know Dog is coming over to Bronxdale with his meta venture. I'd like to have a showroom. We have the comedy club in the community in the cafe, and I'd like them to come over and do a show in there, and all sorts of really cool stuff. I think building it up is just kind of making it beautiful and bringing the rating up. I think the node manager has a responsibility to create that aura, that atmosphere for those who, you know, came in and pretty much brought into their node and helped build it up. Like, they're the ones responsible for making sure that it's, you know, active.
Yeah. I'm kind of suffering manager's guilt at the moment because, like I just said, I'm supposed to be doing all this stuff in Midtown Terrace, but you know, I'm just so smashed elsewhere.
Well, I mean, you got. Oh, go ahead.
No. You finish.
I was gonna say, you have the first business there. You have the Samurai Aquatics, so that's not guilty. You have that value that you added so far, which is great. So.
And I'm going to go that this goes beyond nodes. It's what I've been talking about in terms of cities. Like, why does someone go to Cleveland? Why does someone go to Oakland or Fresno? Right? I mean, there's no reason for new players to go there. Old players are continuing to try to build up their portfolio, increase their net worth, and so forth. So what happens with these tier 4, tier 5 cities that are minted out? There's no real secondary market. How do you create excitement around it? And it just comes back to player created economies.
Yeah.
And so the faster Upland can create and empower players to use layer 1 to build layer 2 and build in-game economic models, the faster the city economic models can start to develop, and then the governance starts to play into it in terms of zoning and so forth, so that there's better and appropriate kind of competition, marketing for those elements. I think that city experiences are going to be important, and then being able to do city events are going to be important. And then the neighborhoods, the nodes, like Kansas City, actually, I was kind of surprised, has a lot of really active neighborhoods and nodes, from Mesita to Convex, you know, and a couple of others. I mean, there is actually a lot of very active players in Kansas City, but Kansas City is not minted out. It's not a growing city in that regard, but there's a lot of really good activity. So how do you create that excitement? How do you bring people in? Well, you get the nodes together. And that's why I'm kind of excited to hear what NoCFIS and the whole NYC thing is doing, which I don't know if this is a kind of a lead into that, but that's what you need to do, is you need to get kind of the neighborhoods together, build city engagement, and then create a bigger attraction.
Absolutely. Yeah, we will hold off on NoCF because he's going to dive in that specifically for the spotlight. Zoe, did you want to mention some of the points you've raised there? A couple of good points there.
Yeah, I would just say, like, about nodes, like fully like developed nodes. Yeah, it's a perfect place for a layer 2. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. There is, yeah, like, because like a layer 2, like a flat map is so boring. But yeah, a fully built node is awesome. You can do a lot of things on a layer 2, you know, like create business, etc., activities. So yeah, there's plenty of stuff to do, but you need developers, of course.
Yeah, it's all about the engagement, isn't it?
And before we move on, I just want to caution all of you node architects. I know everyone is trying to build their nodes up as much as possible, but don't forget, layer 2s are going to be connected through dev shops, and there's no dev shop structure out yet. So be careful.
Yeah, it's true.
if I can add, I project seeing the Upland turning towards node competitions. You know, we have treasure hunting, we have a lot of stuff, tours for single things. I foresee them coming out with group activities. You know, if you have your home residents all in the same area, perhaps this group can compete for this group for an overall prize or something along that lines. Or like the gaming, you know, the gaming used to be to where you would dungeon fight and everything. Everybody would split up the pot. I've said it all along, but I think it's in their best interest to just continue to get groups together and to get them to move forward. But I'm personally, I'm excited about it because what do we all get in originally when we gamed, you know, if anybody here is a gamer, we got into it just for the interaction with other people. And that's where this is starting to go. This is what I've been waiting for. And now with in-game chat down the road too, this is just going to be a whole nother environment. I'm starting to get excited again. It's like it comes in waves with Upland where you're I'm just doing the course, but now, oh, holy Christmas, this is coming out next week, you know.
Nice. Yeah, and I'll just touch on those points that Zoe mentioned. So she said that maybe a mentorship. So those who have gotten to that point, they could pair up with a newer member as a senior node advisor, or of course, yeah, node utility and functions would be a good step forward. Evan Smoke, you got something to say, mate?
Hey Ben, how y'all guys doing? I know a little bit about nodes. I mean, you and Cheese taught me a lot about what a node really was. I think Cheese made a good point as far as how she's going to manage her neighborhood. And Ben, I really think the conversation that we were having as far as what is a node versus what is a community, I think you allowed us just to use the word node, and now everything's a node. Like, so we're going to have to break down the difference of what is a node versus what is a community of people that has gotten together to build in an area. So I think that's where we're going to have to define that as far as being, because your idea of node is a network of different areas working together, you know, a bigger thing than just, you know, a community here and the community there. So I think that's really what you have to look at as far as building out a node and saying, what's the plan? What's the vision? So that's only my 2 cents. I just wanted to chime in for a split second. We got to find the difference between a node and a community.
I think ultimately it'll all evolve into the original terminology. Like we had Dak mention what Shackleton and everybody else has got going on there with, you know, Creedmoor and Buck getting together and that. So I think we'll see a lot more collaboration between all the various projects. And ultimately that's going to be, you know, to the betterment of everybody in the entire ecosystem. Like we've said from day one, as far as the UDU goes, we were very supportive of our members creating their own projects or helping support other projects. You know, it's way more fun to work together and, you know, help boost each other up than, you know, dealing with petty bullshit and, you know, all the drama that can be associated with not working together or actively, in some cases, actively working against each other. So we shall see. All right, the code word for this week is noding takes time. I think that's one of the big takeaways from all of that is, you know, patience. So yeah, code word, or the code phrase, I should say, noding takes time, assuming that I remember to check that on the back end. Just quickly for the how to Upland segments, we got down today how, where, and why to get Spark. And again, this was Finsky came up with this one. A lot of new players come into the game and they see these things. Yeah, we want to get buildings going. And then they go to build, but they've got zero Spark balance. I imagine that could be quite frustrating as a new player. As somebody who's been in the game for a very long time, I was fortunate to get a big swag of Spark from the OG snapshot. So, you know, obviously, if you don't have a time machine, you can't go back and get that. So, but I've just put these down as the ways that I've got my own Spark. Feel free if you're in the chat to interject or add your 2 cents as well. So, yeah. I got some Spark from the OG snapshot. I got a bunch of Spark from taking part in competitions and events way back in the day. Of course, you can buy Spark during Spark Week. It is, well, it's definitely expensive as far as my side of things when you think about the cost in relation to real life bills and whatnot. You can, of course, earn Spark by grinding out the standard treasure hunts. There's also the daily login bonus, which is something that I do every day because it's just easy to do. And you can earn it during, like Uplander said, there's that tour at the moment with Dallas and Arlington. I think you can earn 0.01 Spark. We've kind of been poo-pooing how pathetic that is. But, you know, if you do all those things, it does add up. And of course, you can earn it during Spark treasure hunts. Now, I think it was Brabant just posted in the UDU chat this morning. I saw that he's just ticked over 40 Spark, which is incredible. And I believe the vast majority of that has come from just going gangbusters, doing Spark treasure hunts as part of Spark Week. Anybody else have any tips or tricks on how, where, or why to get Spark? Why do we even need Spark?
For everything.
Everything. That's basically the answer, yeah. For everything that you want to do. I also wonder.
And it's everything inorganic.
Inorganic, yeah. And I also wonder if there's going to be some kind of snapshot taken with your Spark balance. Like we do know there are other construction tokens coming along, like Life. I think is that what they're calling it now? It was going to be something else originally, but yeah, for STEM, yeah, something like that for constructing living things. So I wonder if there's going to be a snapshot taken like your current Spark balance for, you know, getting some STEM. So I'll have to wait and see on that. And Cheese said in chat, Spark rules everything around me. Get that sparkle. Yes, so have to wait.
You gotta rap it. That's the song Cream, but with
I don't know.
Stream.
Take it away.
Sparkles everything around me. Stream. Get that sparkle. Upix bills. Upix coins, y'all.
I'm still stuck in 80s metal. I'm not up to date with all the cool songs.
You're so old. We're the same age. It's fine.
UP?
By the way.
Oh, yep.
Sorry, guys. I wanted just to add something like quite disturbing. It's I mean like the tool to build on Meta. It's called Spark.
Oh, really? Wow. That's random.
Yeah, strange.
Bastards.
Interesting.
Look at that.
So yes, you definitely need Spark to do lots of stuff in the game. Yeah, and it is quite a grind to get some, unless you got fat stacks and you can just go all in and buy it up, like some people have done. Not mentioning any names. 100. What is it? 100 something Spark? Crazy. Might even be more than that. I don't know.
400, I think.
400. Holy.
Yeah, 100. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, well, here I was thinking I was doing good with my measly, I don't even know what I got, 22 or something. Yes. All right, probably what a lot of people have been waiting for is the Metaverse Spotlight for this week. Now, we did have Nosif on. We kind of, you know, Cheese dragged him into the show last week. So thank you for that, Cheese. And he kind of hinted at what was to come. And, well, basically, I'll just say, take it away, Nosif. What's going down in New York City?
Yeah. So first of all, like, yeah, thanks you a lot for having me. I wanted to, like big shout out to the Creedmoor, like racing, what they will do, like on the 31st of October. That's pretty much all what Uplands need right now. Yeah, like charity. It's very important. And yeah, big shout out. Thank you for bringing this out to us, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, about like New York City. So we released like the server yesterday. So at 8 a.m. PT. And so yeah, it's official. We are like open to everyone. So you'll find the link pretty much everywhere. I think like you put the link on the video too. Yep. So that's the link of the server. And also there is a link of because it's a totally new concept of server. We were talking about nodes just before, about what is really a node. Is it like a, you know, a networking of different communities? So yeah, maybe we are approaching like the concept here. You'll tell me. So yeah, it's a little bit not hard to handle, but it's something like pretty new in the Upland ecosystem. So we released like a video that you will find on YouTube on the NYC, New York City. Yeah, it's the New York City account on YouTube.
And I will say too, Nosif, sorry to interrupt. I will say I'll patch that video will be in at the end of the recording for this show as well.
Oh yeah, great.
Sorry,
so yeah.
Don't go to that.
Sorry, nurses. Keep going, mate.
Yeah. So yeah, the server is a bit like not hard to navigate, but yeah, there is like a lot of functions that are not really familiar. So what is it? It is New York City. So New York City have like, if I don't mistaken, like 293 neighborhoods, different neighborhoods, split in the 5 boroughs. And so yeah, we just mapped everything on the server. So you have 293 channels. Each channels represent one neighborhood. And of course, the navigation between through like 300 channels is just it's unnavigable. So yeah, like there is 250 channels that are hide. You need like a specific role to gain access. So yeah, pretty much everything is hide. And if you want to access those neighborhoods, you need to reach like the UDU channel and react to the proper emoji. So it's all depicted like through all the 5 boroughs, and you have like yeah, like on the screen. And so yeah, just react to the proper like neighborhood, and you will gain the role. And this role will gain you access to the proper channel that we will find in the right section on the left side. About what is not hidden. So actually the initial plan was to hide every channel, but to do so you need like for each channel a role. Discord allows only 250 roles maximum to any server, so there is no way to move that. So we took the decision to show off to everyone like the nodes neighborhoods, that not really nodes, but that where there is like vibrant communities and all the collections. So any type of collection and any type of so it needs to be, we are working right now to understand to actually set what is the scale to be represented like a node, because the node is represented like with a little bit a little pink bow tie in front of next to the neighborhood name. So yeah, we are working on that actually with the community to really figure out what allows you to have this bow tie. So yeah, so the nodes, like the communities and the collection appears to everyone. So it's a bunch of channels, 50 channels, but we can do better. All right, so why? That's the question. Why this concept? Just because we reach a point in Upland, I believe so, that working in separate areas and just be able to connect only through like the main Upland Discord was not enough, obviously. So we took a part of the map that was like New York City, and we put it on a Discord to be able to connect everyone in the same place. So you have a general chat for any of the 5 boroughs. You have obviously like a general chat, and all the kind of announcement. There will be like a really few announcements actually. No such things than ping. We will be like really light on that, maybe a little bit on the beginning to promote the stuffs, etc. But it will be like really we will try to make this server as quiet as possible in terms of ping and solicitation. So yeah, all the announcements will go through the Twitter account, and yeah, that's pretty much like the tour. That, I mean, like the skeleton, the backbone. There is other functions, but that are not really important here. the main idea is to try to connect all the activities that are actually in New York City. So as you mentioned earlier, there is, for example, like Howard Beach that are really vibrant with their racetrack, etc. And so now, they are on the same server than maybe Red Hook, that are another like New York City actor, and they can start to connect like in a much easier way than what was like proposed before. And I want to add something, that before the end of the year, probably we'll have like in-game communication, and we don't really know where it heads, but I expect something like, if we are lucky, like a chat per neighborhood, like main chats and etc. But like chat per neighborhood. So it could be like a really like complementary tool to be able to pick people in Upland, inside Upland, like the people that they don't have like the access to Discord, they don't even know Discord, they don't know how to use it, like familiarize them with Discord on Upland, bring them to Discord, because it have like much more like functions. Obviously Upland will not release something like such a Discord on Upland right now. I think it's just not possible. So yeah, I really hope like those two new tools will be like really complementary and be able to connect everyone in the same area. And this concept, I hope, will be picked up by other area, like for example like Los Angeles, that is a big city, and try to do the same. And go from that, like let's connect everyone.
Absolutely. Now, you are one of the node managers for the Red Hook project. Is that where this idea stemmed from, like looking how to expand that, or where did you get the concept for all this? Because I know this is something you've been working on for several months.
Yeah, we passed through like the different concepts. Like the first concept was really about like businesses. It was about just not mapping the community stuffs, but all the business stuffs in New York. So it was already like for all over New York, but only if like you have a meta venture or you have like a IRL business and you wanted to show off in Upland, something like that. Yeah, that was the concept. But I think Upland wasn't like really ready for that. Like we felt like really fast a lack of content and like a little lack of it was like I think after all, with like a step back, it was too complex. Like it was really too complex. So yeah, we just like kept pushing and moved on and fight this new idea. And to be really honest, it's not about like expanding Red Hook. Of course, Red Hook like stay Red Hook, but it's to strengthen Red Hook actually, because we don't want to be like a lone wolf, if like Red Hook want to prosper, it needs to have like a strong New York City. Like first of all, a strong Brooklyn, but overall like a strong New York City, because we want people to come, and that's the whole concept of Upland, if I don't mistake. It's like we want people to come and stay, so they need to have like as much activity in the same place to be entertained. So what's better place than New York City to do so? Like future retail, of course, but yeah, I really believe in this initiative, and yeah, I'm very excited.
Absolutely. More cheese?
So yeah, I just want to put it out there real quick. When No Safe came to me with this idea, I thought it was brilliant. You go to, it's kind of like when a tourist comes to a new city, they want to kind of like have a place to go to see everything. And that's basically what this is. Like you go there, you see like, all right, I'm in New York, what can I do here? Oh, Red Hook in Brooklyn is having an event. Bronxdale is having an event. Upper East Side is having an event. All right, so let me plan, like I'll go here, here, here. Or like, let's say I have an event where, you know, I get, you know, a comedy group that wants to come and do like a New York tour. Like this day they'll be in the Bronx, next day they'll be in Brooklyn, next day they'll be in Queens. And it's just a nice little convenient thing. If you like, you're in the area, you can't catch it one day, you can count on it to be there the next few days right next door. I think it's really awesome and brilliant, and I can't wait to see how it, you know, evolves and progresses.
Absolutely.
Well done, No.71.
Yeah, it goes back to what we're speaking to before, where, you know, collaboration and communication between projects ultimately is going to benefit everybody, including people that, you know, aren't involved directly in it themselves. So there's a lot to dive in there. I will put the link to the Twitter and the Discord as well in the description. And like I said, if you keep playing the video, once we finish flapping our heads, I'll patch in Nosif's an introductory video there for the NYC project. Thank you for that, mate. All right, just as we're wrapping up the end of the show, we've got to give away some stuff. Now, this week for the weekly challenge, you had to get yourself into the contest challenge. Sorry, I can't speak. The contest channel of the MBE server, and let us know what you picked up in Dallas and Arlington release and what you plan to do with it. And the giveaway was going to be a Dallas property, 6142 Woodcrest Lane, Dallas. I did go through and get that ready. Let's hope it still loads. And where are we? This one. Here we go. Who we got? We got NFT Architect, Zoe, Shaq, Chet, J-Buds, Radishhead, Joe, Finsky, Umbrella Boy, Michael 10, and TheAgency. Let's see who's going to get that free Dallas property. Oh, it's Rob.
Rob, drop it like it's hot.
Rob TheAgency.
Now when I hear his name, I just keep thinking of Drop It Like It's Hot.
And then do you drop it?
Yes.
Wow, that's a big puppet.
Oh, I missed it. Where is it?
He's right there.
How could you miss me?
How can you miss me?
Oh, that is a big puppet. Wow. All right, Rob, I'll follow up with you on the back end to get that property to you. Congratulations. Let's see, what did I put for this week's challenge of the week? Oh, well, here we go. This follows on from the NYC Spotlight. Let us know again in the contest channel of the MBE server what your favorite spot is in New York City and why. So if you don't actually have a spot in there, just make something up. So, and the prize for that one is going to be, you'll go on the wheel for 10,000 UpX next week. So once again, let us know in the MBE server in the contest channel. It's the only one with a little trophy icon, what your favorite spot is in New York City and why. All right, one last thing to do is see who's going to play the 1 million UpX wheels. I think we're going to have to do a check-in with Jazz. I haven't seen Jazz around for a while.
I know.
See what's going down in Jazztown. So
Jazztown.
Apologies, Morcheese, you're going to have to do some dictation to me again.
No problemo. All right.
Who we got in today?
Wow, a lot.
Let's see how fast I can type.
Woo! All right, so we got Nosif. Am I saying that right? I feel like I'm not saying it right.
Nosif.
Yeah, that's right.
Nosif. Okay.
I think I spelled that right. Yep.
That's Nosif. Yeah.
Upland Puppet.
UP.
What?
Yep.
BC for fun.
That's my name here on the wheel.
Yeah, everybody
Okay.
who's here gets their
Oh,
name
okay,
on the
okay.
wheel.
I just saw my name. I was like, oh,
He's like, that's me.
Yes. BC for fun. It's back. Yep.
Dak,
Dak.
Dre.
Dre.
Nowadays, everybody want to talk like they got nothing to say, but nothing comes out when they move the lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. Motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre.
Okay, let's keep going.
Yes.
Come on.
All right. Sorry, Evan Smoke.
FN. Yep.
Coop.
Coop. Yep.
Finn.
Finn.
Koi.
Yep. The return of the koi. Yep.
Return of the Koi. I'm gonna say this wrong, and I'm really sorry. Mon Isham. Is that right? MOHN. But okay, you got it. That's good.
Yep.
Pure Rolex.
Rolex.
Rob.
Yep. Rob.
Shaq,
Shaq,
Joe,
Joe,
Zoe.
Zoe. Now I can't see what I'm typing, so this will be fun. Yep.
So I'm just gonna count. That's 17 minus 2. So
I've
it
gotta
should
put
be
you on there.
15.
Cheese. Did Mesita bounce? Did he? He was in.
Yeah, he bounced.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Anybody?
yeah, but I wouldn't have been able to sing that song, Wolf Warner. I had to sing.
Anybody in the chat who's not on the wheel, speak now or miss out. No, we're good. All right, let's see who's going to play. Da, 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 da. Oh, look at that. Effing smoke.
Woohoo!
Effing gets his first shot at the 1 million Upex wheels. Have you got those up
Nice.
ready to go, Cheese?
All right, I'm actually ready this time, which is rare.
Do you know how to play, Effing?
No, I don't, Ben.
All right. Well, it's pretty easy. There's 5 chances at 25K on this wheel, and all you have to do is tell Cheese when to spin the wheel.
Spin it, Cheese.
All right, so we'll see how we go. You get the choice at the when it lands. You can bank that Upex or you can play again. So
You
you've
gotta
got one.
change that scream at the end of that wheel spin. Oh my god.
Yeah, but we don't hear it. Only you can hear it.
I can hear it, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh my god.
I love it. So that's 1,000 Upex, Effin. You can bank that Upex or you can spin again. Now the spin again chance is you go to the second wheel and there's 3 chances at 50K, but some of the other prizes drop.
All right, spin again, Ben.
Spin again,
All right,
mate.
Cheese,
When you're
spin
ready.
it again, Cheese.
Tell me when.
Yeah, you did.
Now, go ahead, Cheese, spin it.
Let's go.
Sometimes you want to like line it up just perfectly.
Yeah, she's got this whole kind of mental system she reckons she's worked out. Or did it tick over? Okay, so you've had a boost there. You've gone from 1,000 Upex up to 2,500. Would you like to bank that or you want to go for the 1 mil?
Now we're going to spin it again.
Nice.
All right, now watch the wheel. You could strategize, maybe. I don't
All right.
know.
All right, we're going to strategize. We're going to strategize. Spin it right now, Cheese, on your logo.
Yeah, so we've got
Come
this
on,
more
1
cheese
million.
NFTs, Ben 68 NFTs, there's spin again, and everyone wins.
Oh, we all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you an NFT because whenever somebody gets the lowest,
Cheese gets so
lowest,
disappointed.
I get so disappointed. I'm gonna
Oh, it's
send
fine.
you a more cheese NFT.
It was fun to
Cheese.
play.
Cheese
Yeah.
gets disappointed and my bank balance goes, phew. Yes.
I mean, but it's like,
Now, I will say that 1 million, if it does not go off beforehand, it will go off. We will absolutely ensure that it goes off in the final Christmas show of the year. So, yeah, make sure you're in for that one because I've been good. I've got 2 million squirreled away with cheese and I haven't been tempted to pull that out and spend it. Assuming she hasn't pressed accept and run away. She's still here, so I assume not. So, yes, that will definitely be given away. So, and I'll follow up with you to get that to you, and Rob, I got to follow up with you to get the Dallas one. All right, that just and you know what I did? I forgot to do the code phrase again. Like how useless am I with that?
we never really live up to it anyway because of me. So
how about this? I got to double the prize if I forget the code phrase. So Effen's just boosted from 250 Upex to 500 because I forgot the code phrase.
Ooh, that's a good one. All right.
Noting takes time.
Yes.
Noting
takes time. So that could sting me. So that might force me to do my job. All right, a reminder that to go in the running for the 1 million Upex wheels, as Effin just did, you should be in the Zoom at the start of the show for the snapshot. If we do that, you need to be paying attention in the middle of the show to catch a code word or phrase. If we do that, but most important of all, you need to be here at the end of the show when the wheels start rolling. If you have an Upland NFT or Metaverse product, service, or event to promote, opportunities are always available for sponsorship and engagement in the UDU podcast. Contact myself or More Cheese to discuss and secure your spots. All proceeds go towards giveaways and prizes on the podcast. Yes, otherwise we're going to keep spamming that new Samurai Aquatics ad. If you haven't checked that one out yet, well, lucky you, you'll get to see it in this episode. Like and subscribe, rate and review, spruik and spam away, all that good stuff. Wrap us up, Cheese.
Stay fresh cheese bag.
Welcome in New York City. This Discord server maps the whole New York City neighborhoods in one single place. You'll find a great interest in the server whether you wish to connect with Upland's New Yorkers in general, or Upland's New Yorkers from a specific neighborhood. I warranty that you'll enjoy the place anyway if you have even a small interest in New York. Here, we will together make a tour of all you need to know in order to get the best experience during your navigation into the server. Let's start from the beginning, right? You received a link of the New York City server in your direct message, or you found it somewhere in Upland. So let's jump in. Click the bell emoji under the welcome picture, read the rules, and accept them. Thank you. Then click again on the bell emoji, and that's it. You have now the citizen role, and have access to the server for real. Jump in the info welcome channel if you want to see me again. Here you'll find displayed automatically any neighborhood that is whether a New York collection, or a node. Collections appear with their respective colors when nodes appear with a fancy pink bow tie. Every borough got its own common chat. Here is the Brooklyn one for example. Blah 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 channel is the New York City general chat, so feel free to express yourself there. Now here is the soul of the server. In the channel Your Hoods you'll find all the other neighborhoods of New York listed with an emoji next to it. Click the emoji relative under each ink card to make the relative neighborhood appear as a channel in the neighborhood channel list. Yeah, you heard it right. Each New York City neighborhood got its own channel to discuss in. Click again on the same emoji to leave the neighborhood. Here we go for the extra functions. In the Your Shops channel you will have an interactive directory with all the current meta-ventures of New York City. Those will be updated every time a new meta-venture appear in Upland's New York City area. You can click on any shop. Those are links that bring you directly into the relative meta-venture desk. Enjoy your shopping. Then you'll find into the news Twitter channel, all the announcements posted from the New York City Twitter account. On top of the server, here is the broadest Upland's directory. You'll find there all what's good in Upland. So broad that I can't depict it here. Just get there and enjoy surfing in Upland's nicest content. Don't forget that you always could call an admin for help at any time. Just type at admin in any channel. Let's finish this tour with probably the most important thing. The buy, trade, and sale channel, your BDS. As this server is meant to connect Upland's New Yorkers with each other's, having offers spamming everywhere would incredibly damage the experience, so please post your buy, trade, sale in your BDS channel only, or you will get banned from the whole server by the NYPD bot. Expect New York City to be a noisy city. I really encourage you to mute the channels that you do not have interest in. That said, it's good to feel the city though, right? Well, I hope you enjoyed this tour, and that now the navigation into the New York City server is water clear. Enjoy the ride and see you around Uplanders.